Fire in the hole! Hey, let's make this pit beef. Hey, you know what? While we're looking at the fire, let's zoom out a little bit and look at the setup, what we got going here. I got about a half a chimney of charcoal in the chimney, and I got my Grill-A-Q installed. You can see that right here with some water in it. I got a chunk of pecan wood and a bunch of unlit charcoal down here. We're going to throw that lit charcoal on top of the unlit charcoal and cook this pit beef. So stay tuned. So what I got here is a bottom round beef roast. Beautiful bottom round. They're cheap, they're easy to get a hold of, and that's what we're going to use for our pit beef. And you saw how we had the fire set up for indirect smoking, and that's what we're going to cook it with today. We're going to put some of what we always use, Tsang stir fry oil, because Tsang's is my sponsor, and I love Tsang stir fry oil. It's got a great garlicky flavor that can't be beat. So we're going to hit our beef with some Tsang. Then I got some Chupacabra rub, a fine meat rub, which I happen to like a lot, this Chupacabra rub. And we're gonna hit it with that Chupacabra rub. It's a nice rub for beef. In fact, it's good for almost anything. I put it on chicken and beef, and it's got a lot of nice flavors to it. I'm gonna put some on the side here. I'm gonna get my meat pretty much covered up with that Chupacabra rub. It smells really good. We're gonna get that on the grill, and we're gonna cook it on indirect heat until we get an internal temperature of around 120. And then we're gonna get it off there and slice it. And I'll show you what we're gonna slice it with. Shut up, airplane, go away. Okay, so let me get it on the grill and we'll show you that, so stay tuned. All right, my roast is on the pit. Got some smoke going from that pecan wood. We're gonna close the lid on that and close it and cook it till it gets to 120 internal temp. And if you want to know more about Maryland pit beef and how to cook it and what kind of meat to use, my inspiration for this was Amazing Ribs, Meathead Goldwyn. He's got a great article about pit beef. And also my buddies Jerry and Jimmy over at J&J Double J Barbecue. Those guys make pit beef all the time because they live in Maryland, so they know all about this. And as soon as I get that cooked, I'll show you what I'm talking about. You got to have a meat slicer, or at least an electric knife, to cut this up with, because we're going to cut that real thin and make some pit beef sandwiches. So stay tuned. I'll show you what it looks like after it gets a little bit further along, and then we'll drink a beer, and then we'll slice up some beef. So stay tuned. Okay, my pit beef has been cooking low and slow for a couple of hours. We're going to get them off there, get them on some foil. Don't that look good? Can you see that? Oh yeah, it's looking good. I got my new slicer out here. Whoops. I mean Dennis's new slicer. It actually belongs to my son-in-law Dennis, and he kindly let me borrow it. We're going to wrap this meat up and let it rest for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes to almost an hour, and then we'll slice it up. And while it's resting, I think we'll have a beer, so stay tuned. So while my meat is resting, let's have a beer. Today's beer is one I've been looking forward to for a long time. This is Green Flash Brewing Company Tangerine Soul Style IPA. That sounds good to me. I like IPA and I like tangerine flavoring, and this says zesty and bright, and it's 6.5 alcohol by volume, and I'm dry. I am dry, so let's pour out some of that tangerine IPA and see what that looks like. Oh yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. Not a whole lot of froth to quaff roll, but enough. Just enough. Look at that. That's beautiful. It's got a beautiful color. It's got a tangerine color. Let's take a sniff of that. Whoa, yes. Oh, that smells great. You can smell the tangerine and the hops. It's really, I gotta take a swig of that roll. I gotta quaff the froth off it. You ready? Let's go. That is the bomb right there. That's awesome. It's got a great tangerine flavor. It's got a perfect color. Green Flash Tangerine Soul Style IPA, India Pale Ale with tangerines. You can really taste the tangerines in it. It really tastes good. That's a good beer right there. I really like it. So let me let my meat rest a little bit longer, and we'll crank up my new slicer. I mean Dennis's new slicer, and we'll slice that meat up and make a pit beef sandwich. So stay tuned. I hope you can hear me above the noise of the slicer. One thing I don't like about the slicer is it doesn't have a place to catch the juices. So even though we're slicing the meat as thin as we can, we're not really catching any of the juices. Looking pretty good so far though, I'll tell you. That's your pit beef right there. That almost got enough for a sandwich. Yeah, baby. How's that look? One more, I think. Okay. Got some nice, thinly sliced beef right there. I'm gonna get my sandwich over here. I got some a Kaiser roll and some onions that I sliced up earlier. I hope you can see that. Let me check it out. Yeah, here's what's going on. I got the Kaiser roll with some thinly sliced onions. I got some horseradish sauce that I'm going to put on the bottom of that. I'm going to put some of that thinly sliced beef. We're going to just pile that up on top of there. Don't that look good? Oh yeah. That's that Maryland pit beef, baby. And you know what? I won't be calling this a success until I hear from Jerry and Jimmy. And when Jerry and Jimmy tell me I did good, then I'll know that I did good. So there's my Maryland pit beef sandwich. How's that look? I need to kind of zoom in on that a little bit and take a photo. Let me take a taste. Well, I better. Yeah, such is the life of a YouTuber. I gotta zoom in first and take a picture, and then we can take a sandwich. So stay tuned. Okay, now we can take a taste of that pit beef sandwich. Don't that look good? I'll bet you it's good. Let me get a taste. Oh no. That's the bomb. That is one awesome sandwich. I gotta tell you. Dennis, thank you for letting me use your slicer, dude. It rocks. And that pit beef rocks. Jerry and Jimmy, when you see this video, let me know if I did good or not. They're the ones who'll know. No one else is gonna know. But I know, because that sandwich tastes like $1 million right there. Anyway, that's my video for this week, babies. You know what I always say, if you like this crap, please subscribe. If you don't, go over and see Double J Barbecue. Jerry and Jimmy, they know all about pit beef, buddy. Let me tell you what. They live over in Maryland. They get all the best seafood, and they know about pit beef. So go check out Jerry and Jimmy. Come back next week. We may not cook anything good. This pit beef was on point, let me tell you. But we will drink a beer. And this Green Flash Tangerine IPA is awesome. I'm loving it. Okay, baby, so we'll see you next week, okay? Oh, you know, before I go, I want to tell you something. You know, I'm always asking for money. I'm sorry, but, you know, a hurricane just passed through here, Hurricane Matthew. And it didn't do any damage to us, but it really messed up the people in Haiti. And so I read an article that if you give money to the American Red Cross, they squander it. It doesn't get to the people. So I went online to find out where the best place to give money to for assistance to Haiti. And it's a thing called Help the Children or something like that. Anyway, I'll put a link in the description. And I know I'm always begging for money, but you know, you can pray for Haiti all you want, ain't nothing gonna happen. But if you send some cash, I sent $10 to help the children. If you send $5, if you send $10, whatever you send, it'll get to the kids, it'll help them, feed them, and shelter them. So I'm begging you, in the name of the people of Haiti, please give some of your cash to the people of Haiti. I'll put a link in the description where you can give cash. Don't bother to pray, save your prayers for Sunday. Nobody cares about that shit, especially me. And yeah, just send some cash, okay? Alright, I'm sorry to be so crass, but that's just the way I am. Alright, babies, we'll see y'all next week. Bye.